Woodland Hills is one of the most underrated neighborhoods in Los Angeles. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about what it's really like to live here. Hi guys, my name is Mona and I'm a real estate agent here in Los Angeles. On my channel, we talk about all things real estate and lifestyle here in LA. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the most iconic neighborhoods, Woodland Hills. In today's video, I'll tell you everything you need to know, from the location, pros, cons, real estate market, and more. So let's get into it. Now, starting off with the location, where is Woodland Hills located? Woodland Hills is going to be a neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley portion of Los Angeles. Now, Los Angeles is a huge county. It's probably the biggest county in the state of California. It has a population of about 10 million people, and that is going to consist of dozens of cities and neighborhoods. Woodland Hills is going to be a neighborhood in the valley. So when you think of areas like Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, West Hollywood, that is going to be the west side portion of Los Angeles. Then we get to Studio City, Sherman Oaks, Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills. These are going to be neighborhoods in the valley. The valley overall is known for being more suburban. You're definitely going to get bigger backyards here in the valley than you would compared to the west side. So that's something to keep in mind. You're going to see more families in Woodland Hills than you would areas like Santa Monica, although you are going to see families in Santa Monica. They have some great schools, and we will talk about Santa Monica in a future video. Now, Woodland Hills is going to be neighbors with Tarzana and Calabasas, making it the ideal location. You're also going to be about 20 minutes away from the beautiful Topanga Mountains, which of course we'll talk about in a different video. I'm basically going to be doing a video of each of these neighborhoods where I sell real estate to give you an idea of how they're different. You're also going to be about 30 minutes away from Malibu Beach. So Woodland Hills is a really incredible neighborhood. Now, even though you are going to see more families and retirees in Woodland Hills, because like I mentioned, it's a more suburban neighborhood, you're actually going to see a really good amount of young professionals. Whether they're single or married, you're definitely going to see a lot of young people like myself. They actually recently opened up the Rams practice stadium here in Woodland Hills. So you are going to see a lot of Rams players. You're also going to see a lot of athletes and celebrities in the Woodland Hills area. Either they live in Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Tarzana, or somewhere close by. Woodland Hills is a very affluent neighborhood, not only because of the residents, but because of the amenities. Now, speaking of amenities, Woodland Hills has a lot to offer in this department. But one thing that I want to say, people who live in Woodland Hills, while they will hang around the area, it's very common for people to head over to the west side. As much as I love the valley and I love Woodland Hills, I think it's a great neighborhood. If I'm living in Woodland Hills, I'm not going to be in Woodland Hills 24/7. One day I'm going to be having brunch at Elefante in Santa Monica. 2 weeks later, I'm going to be having brunch in Venice. If you couldn't tell, I love brunch. A couple weeks later, I'll be thrifting on Fairfax. Then I'll be clubbing in West Hollywood. Then I'll be on Rodeo Drive going to Maru Coffee. And this is just something I have to say with all the neighborhoods in the valley. People who they live in the valley, yeah, they'll hang around the neighborhood they live in, but they'll also go to other parts of LA because there's so much to do, and each city and each neighborhood has its own vibe and appeal, which is why I started this whole series in the first place, where I pick a different neighborhood in each video, like I'm doing now with Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills is also home to the best mall in the entire valley, which is going to be the iconic Westfield Topanga Mall and Village. That was a mouthful, so we're just going to call it the Topanga Mall because that's what I call it. So the Topanga Mall is the best mall in the valley, in my opinion. Why is it the best mall in the valley, you say? Because it has the best selection of stores. I can't think of a single store I like that isn't at the Topanga Mall. Whether it's your everyday retailers, Target, Macy's, Nordstrom's, Foot Locker, Victoria's Secret, Lululemon, Sephora, and etc. You have amazing luxury stores. There's dozens of high-end retailers. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Cartier, Neiman Marcus, Tiffany's, Hermes. They also have activities that you can do. They have a bowling alley. They have a movie theater. They have an arcade. They have great restaurants. They have so many shops. They recently opened up something called the Topanga Social. So they have a food court in the mall, right? And then they have Topanga Social, which is basically like another food court. And apparently what they do is they rotate the restaurants. I just want to clarify, I don't eat when I go to the mall. I don't like the food at the mall. Just personally, it's just not really my vibe just because I eat really healthy. But I remember at one point they had Wanderlust ice cream, which I really like. And then they had Oakberry acai. And then another time I went back and I was looking for the Oakberry acai. It's like a smoothie bowl. And they didn't have it. And I asked them what happened, why is it not here anymore? And they said apparently they rotate the restaurant. So I guess some restaurants will stay in the Topanga Social, but then they rotate. It's like a pop-up situation. I don't know. But across the street from the Topanga Mall, you're going to have something called the Village, which is why earlier I said Westfield, Topanga Mall, and Village. So the Village is going to be this outdoor shopping center. It does have some shops, but honestly, if you want some serious retail therapy, go to the mall. If you want great restaurants, which in my opinion the mall doesn't have, oh, they have some. You're gonna go to the Village. They have Costco, they have 24-hour fitness, they have Pressed Juicery, which I love. Like I mentioned, I eat super healthy. So they have this place called Pressed Juicery that they have like juices and like protein shakes. They're like pre-made, so like you just like grab them and go. I mean, obviously you pay for them, but you know, they're like already pre-made and stuff. But they also have freezies and acai bowls, and the freezies are like ice cream, and it's so good. It's healthier, it's cleaner ingredients. They also have this candy store, and they have ice cream there. They have little like a little playground area. They have some really great restaurants. So it's really great, honestly, just to go with like family. You can even go like date night. They have some great restaurants, very wholesome, which I love. In terms of other amenities that you have here in Woodland Hills, a lot of them are going to be off of the Ventura Boulevard. Now, the Ventura Boulevard is a major street here in the valley. It actually starts from Woodland Hills and it'll go all the way down to Studio City, with Encino being in the middle, Tarzana being our neighbor, Sherman Oaks being closer to Studio City and Encino. So anyways, this Ventura Boulevard, what's really cool about it is you have a lot of businesses, shops, cafes. You'll even have shopping centers off of the Ventura Boulevard, whether it's in Woodland Hills, Encino, Studio City, you get the gist. So in Woodland Hills specifically, you have few shopping centers, and then you have some really great restaurants. Some iconic mentions. Number one is going to be the Brothers Sushi. By the way, this is not sponsored, although I wish it was, because I would love to get all this stuff for free. But number one is going to be the Brothers Sushi. Bit on the pricier side, but honestly, it is a great sushi spot in Woodland Hills. They also have a location in Santa Monica too. But they have a really good sushi. You can go for date night. You can go out with your friends, birthday celebration. There's a restaurant called Casalina, which is super popular. If you want a nice green juice, you have Juicy Ladies, which I love their iced coffee. It's so good. It's organic. Then you have Whole Foods. You have Equinox here in Woodland Hills, although it's not on the Ventura Boulevard. And then you have some newer workout studios opening, like Boonda, which is going to be by Blue Bottle Coffee and Van Leeuwen Ice Cream. And then they're opening up a Solid Core, which I am so excited about, you guys. And you just have so many great things to do, so many shops, restaurants, cafes. I could go on and on. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the schools here in Woodland Hills. Honestly, Woodland Hills has great options for both public and private schools. But one thing that I do want to say is just because you live in Woodland Hills doesn't mean that you have to necessarily enroll your kids in the schools in Woodland Hills. Although I think there are some great options here, it's very common for people to explore some other parts of the valley, Calabasas, and etc. But here are going to be some of my top picks for you guys. So number one, we have Woodland Hills Elementary School. Then we have Woodland Hills Academy Middle School. Fun fact, this is right across the street from Kaiser here in Woodland Hills. We have a Kaiser here in Woodland Hills, had to throw that in there. Then for high schools, we have two really great options. The first one is going to be El Camino Real High School, which is a public school. All these schools that I'm mentioning are public schools, by the way. And then you have Taft Charter High School. Now, fun fact, these high schools are actually rivals with each other. You want to know how I know that? Because I actually went to one of these schools. Which one that is, you're going to have to figure that out. But if you guess correctly, I will let you know in the comment section below. So let me know in the comment section below which one you think I went to. Anyways, the El Camino Real High School is going to be closer to Calabasas, and then the Taft High School is going to be closer to Tarzana. And honestly, you may end up picking one over the other just because of the location. I mean, if you're closer to Calabasas, you may consider El Camino Real, or you may consider enrolling your kids in Calabasas High School. And then if you're closer to Tarzana, you may pick Taft for that reason. And you know what's really close to Taft? You are going to have Pierce Community College, which honestly has a very great reputation. I actually did go there for a short period of time, and I have to say, I think pretty highly of it. Now, we're gonna talk about my favorite thing, and that is going to be the real estate market. Yay! But before we do that, I have to tell you guys something before I forget, and you're probably gonna ask me about this. They are currently building a senior center right now in Woodland Hills. It's called Wisteria at Warner Center, which is so funny because it's like Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives. Love that show, by the way, if you haven't watched it. Great show. Anyways, they are very early on in the construction phase. I passed by it fairly recently, I think it was like a month ago, and they're still like framing the community. So I don't think it's gonna be ready for another year, maybe two. We'll see what happens, but if you want updates on what's going on in the Woodland Hills area, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram at Hot Cali Market for more updates. Now, in terms of the real estate market here in Woodland Hills, what are homes selling for? What's the inventory like? Let's get into it. So last year, the average home in Woodland Hills sold for over $1.3 million. That includes condos, townhomes, single-family homes, and everything in between. Although what else is there? Condos, townhomes, single family homes is really it. So Woodland Hills is going to be a residential neighborhood. You're definitely going to see more homes for sale. Although you have some apartment buildings. So if you want to rent an apartment, you have options. You have condos for sale, townhomes for sale, and etc. So right now that I'm filming this video, the least expensive condo on the market right now is going to be this one-bedroom condo that's listed for just under $400K. While the most expensive townhome is going to be this townhome at Warner Center that's about $900,000. Now, for single-family homes, the least expensive home on the market right now is actually going to be south of the Ventura Boulevard, which is a surprise, but it's slightly south of the Ventura Boulevard, so it's fairly close to the street. If you guys don't know the deal with the Ventura Boulevard, like I mentioned, we have a lot of businesses here, right? But what is really cool about this Ventura Boulevard? When you go south of the Ventura Boulevard, you're going up the hills where you're going to see multi-million-dollar homes. Now in Woodland Hills, you'll have multi-million-dollar homes south of the Ventura Boulevard, but you'll also have homes like this, just depending on what part and how old the home is and just all that stuff. Now, the most expensive home on the market right now is going to be this stunning estate that sits on over 4 acres of land. It is absolutely incredible, and it is south of the Ventura Boulevard. It is not close to the street. The second most expensive home on the market right now is going to be this home located in the Westchester Estates, which is a gated community in Woodland Hills, south of the Ventura Boulevard, which is why I wanted to include this in here to give you guys an idea. It sits on over an acre of land, has a tennis court, beautiful backyard, and I have seen a lot of homes in this neighborhood. They are really incredible. Now, the third most expensive home on the market right now is going to be this brand new home south of the Ventura Boulevard. This is actually listed by my brokerage, listed with a colleague of mine, and I toured it a few weeks ago. It is so beautiful, so much more beautiful in person. So if you guys want the full tour, I'm gonna link it in the description below for you guys. Now, like I mentioned, this is a very prestigious neighborhood in south of the Ventura Boulevard. You're gonna have a lot of multi-million-dollar homes like this, which is why I want to share with you the top 3 most expensive homes on the market right now in Woodland Hills, because they're all south of the Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. And you can get an idea, obviously I showed you the least expensive home, but you get an idea of like how prestigious it can really be. But another thing I have to mention about the real estate market, because this is so important, you guys. More than half of the homes on the market right now in Woodland Hills are actually 1-story homes. And there are a lot of mid-century as well as mid-century modern homes. And a lot of them are designed by the iconic architect Charles Du Bois. Du Bois are honestly very sought out, especially by investors. They will buy these homes and they will remodel it. Sometimes they'll remodel it and kind of just restore the original integrity of the home. And sometimes they'll make them more modern, so they become mid-century modern. These are going to be 1-story homes, and they are so beautiful. I have seen so many of them, and they're going to be throughout Woodland Hills, but you'll also see them in Tarzana too. Although I think you'll see more of them in Woodland Hills. So if you're looking for a 1-story home, Woodland Hills has some really great options for you. They're typically going to be around $2 to $3 million, but also it depends on, if they remodeled it. Obviously, if you're buying a home from someone, they didn't really do much to it. It's not going to be as expensive as if you buy it from a developer who completely remodeled it while keeping the original integrity of the home. A few weeks ago, I actually toured this really beautiful Du Bois in Woodland Hills, and I really love the finishes that they did. If you guys want to see that tour, I'm going to link it in the description below for you guys. Okay, now that we talked about all the fun stuff, let's talk about some of the downsides that come from living in Woodland Hills. Number 1 is going to be that it is hot in here. Now, if you guys don't know the deal with the valley, basically the valley is going to be a bit hotter than the west side. This can be about 5 or 10 degrees, give or take. Some people will disagree and argue with me, but you know what? I don't care. The valley, though, it does get a bit hotter, and Woodland Hills is part of the valley, so it does get a bit hotter in the summer. I typically see it getting to about like 100, 105 degrees. It will be somewhere around there. Now, one thing that I want to say, because not a lot of people may know this, but the further you are from the ocean, the hotter it's going to be. The closer you are to the ocean, the cooler the weather is going to be. Woodland Hills is about 30, 40 minutes away from Malibu. And then if you go north, let's say you went to Porter Ranch, that would be hotter because further away from the ocean, it's closer to the desert. Now, if you decide to go to Santa Clarita, which is a fabulous city, and we'll definitely talk more about it in another video, it's going to be even hotter because you're further away from the ocean and you're closer to the desert. So something to keep in mind when it comes to weather. I personally, I'm used to it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but some people can't handle the heat. The second thing that I want to say, unfortunately, there is some homelessness here. I don't think it's that bad compared to more city parts of Los Angeles, but I would be lying if I said I didn't see homeless people in Woodland Hills, if I didn't see someone off the ramp of a freeway begging for money every time I exit the freeway. It is something that you are going to see. I personally think it's manageable. Some people may disagree with me, and that's totally fine. I don't have the energy to argue with you. Otherwise, I would have been a lawyer. Anyways, I don't think the homelessness in Woodland Hills is that bad, like compared to Santa Monica or Venice or downtown LA. Not going to downtown LA. I'm not going there. Anyways, I think Woodland Hills has some homelessness, so it's something to keep in mind. Next up is going to be number 3, and that is cost of living. Woodland Hills can be expensive. I mean, we just talked about the real estate market. Look at the houses that I showed you. It is no secret that living in Woodland Hills can be a bit on the pricier side. Although in this economy, I mean, everything is expensive. Even breathing is too expensive. And then lastly, number 4, and that is going to be crime concern. Like I mentioned, Woodland Hills is an affluent neighborhood. It is home to celebrities, athletes, actors, business owners, very successful individuals. Unfortunately, as a successful individual, you are going to be a victim and you are going to be a target to theft, to burglary, and unfortunately, there have been crimes in the Woodland Hills area. Now, I'm not singling out Woodland Hills as a neighborhood and saying that the crime here is like worse than other parts of LA, but throughout LA, there is crime concern. It's applicable in Woodland Hills. It's applicable in Encino, can still unfortunately be applicable in Calabasas, but it is something that I have to mention in this video for the sake of being transparent. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you, oh, Woodland Hills is perfect and you should just buy a house and just go do Pilates with me and go to Erewhon and to do this because it's amazing and it's perfect. Like, no, it's not perfect. There's no such thing as anything in life that is perfect. There's gonna be pros and cons to everything. And honestly, even watching this video, I encourage you to hang around the area, get a feel, get a vibe, talk to people who live there, and see if it's a good fit for you. And of course, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to comment them in the description below. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much if you stuck around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, I have a few house tours that I've done in the Woodland Hills neighborhood, so they will be linked in the description below if you want more real estate content. And I will see you guys later. Bye.